मिलितं तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। Everybody, नमो
Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine.
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Satarine.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद। जय श्री
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Hari Bol. Thank
Hare
you, Mataji.
Bol, Hare Krishna, everybody.
Mataji, thank you. Okay, so we move to the class. Okay, so I will stop this one. Welcome, Auntie Sundari Mataji, Aradhana, Sarus Mataji, Hare Krishna. Let me see if anybody else. Okay. Okay, I'm going to bring up the PowerPoint for today. Hey, can you see Matajis? Level 3, Bhakti steps. Small, small steps. Okay. Yeah, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, so yeah, good evening. Hare Krishna Matajis. Welcome to level 3. Congratulations. February, March, April, May, July, August, September. We are 8 months together. So nice associating with you, every one of you. Okay, so thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with me. Nice to be back. Yes, me too. Miss you all. Okay, so let's take darshan of our Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Gauranitai here. Not sure which temple. Okay. Offering of prayers. Oh, no certificate yet. Okay, let me check, Mataji. Just drop me a message. Let me check. Okay, Aum Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vikna Vinasha Nrsimha Iti Namine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so this is technically our ice breaking, but we renamed it as Speak Your Mind. Okay, so everybody ready? Okay, now we are going to give you a question. You have an opportunity to choose your next body, your body for in your next birth. If you are given an opportunity to take birth again, what would you choose? You want to choose from here? Okay, here. So you can choose whichever body that you want, human, animals. There's a lot of birds here, bird species, and then you have plant species here. Okay, so probably we can hear from 5 people. Okay, we won't spend more than 5 minutes on this slide. So actually everybody can share. All right, so we can have 5 people to share. And there is no correct or wrong answer here. There's absolutely no correct answer. It's just that we want to hear different perspectives. Why you want to choose that particular body. So feel free to share. All right, so we have choice from 8.4 million species of life. So there is it's not a question about which is better than the other. Simply what you feel like choosing if you're given an option. Anybody would like to go first, or shall I call the names? All right, Jagadish Mataji, what kind of human you want to be born as?
Definitely not like these, but a little bit elevated.
Meaning like born in a devotee family or something like that? Or
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's nice. Who else? Yeah, definitely given a choice, we don't want to because we have gone through level 1, level 2, right? So let's put that aside and think just to answer this question. You know, just be free. What do you think? Who else? Yeah, generally we want to be not to be reborn, right? But just for the sake of answering the question, what would you choose? Anybody else would like to choose?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prema Mataji, you're back.
Yeah, I would rather be born in a devotee's family, since young,
Okay.
where the practice is there and chanting and prasad and Krishna Bhakti service, and that's what I'm wishing for.
Okay, so human form.
Yes,
Okay,
human
Indra
form.
wants to be born as human, but as a male. Actually, I also wanted to like that. All right, so much restriction in female body, right? All right, brahmachari serving as temple pujari to serve. Awesome, Mataji. Anybody else? Anybody wants to be born as bird? You can fly freely. How about flowers here? We can hear one more person. Feel free, Mataji. Why Mataji? Given an option, why would you want?
I've been like thinking, first of all, do I want to, it never really struck my mind to be reborn or rebirth. But it's really for the sake of answering this question, I think I want to reborn as a goat.
Goat? Any particular reason, Mataji?
Okay, so my zodiac is a goat, right? And I like to understand, I mean, me as a human now, but my zodiac, I was born in the form of a goat. Oh, sorry, I was born, but I like to, yeah. So I like to experience what would it be like a goat as an animal form, as a form of an animal. Yeah. So I'm, if I'm able to, let's say, correlate, what I am as a human and what I am as an animal, that would be something more, something that I would be interested to know.
All right, so it's out of curiosity you want to be born as goat.
Yes.
Right. Okay, I've heard some people wanted to be peacock because it's beautiful. Another person shared with me that she wants to be a butterfly or bird, that she can fly freely. All right, what else? So we have two boat here for flower with short lifespan, born as flowers to be garland for Krishna. Yeah, it's such a sweet thing, right? That's right. Like for myself, I would like to be a bird, right? I would like to be a bird where I can fly. But, given the knowledge that what kind of sufferings the birds go through, right? You basically practically make a nest in the tree, and there is some suffering there. So I cannot unsee the suffering. All right. So definitely, if I want to be born as human, I want to be born as a male, right? So we can do more service freely, no restrictions, and then we can do more. All right. But if I want to put aside all these bodily conditioned things, I would like to be born as a tree, probably outside a temple, and that can give lots and lots of flowers for the worship of the Lord. So I can continue giving the flowers until I die. So probably after that, I can just go back to Godhead if that's possible. All right, so that's nice. Yeah, flowers, right? So what kind of service we are doing for the flowers when you engage them in the service of Krishna, because the plant that produce the flowers for Krishna, that are engaged in Krishna's service, it will be very beneficial for the plant. So like that, we can engage them in Krishna Seva. All right, so thank you, Matajis, for your opinions, views. All right, so there is no correct or wrong here. All right, so there's like, oh, mine is better than yours. It's not like that. Okay, so here we are, week 1. So week 1, we will learn the difference between human life and, anybody would like to say something? I'm hearing something. Human life versus animal life. So every week we'll have one topic. We will take one particular verse and then we'll discuss the essence of that verse, which is helpful in Bhakti Yoga. All right, so basically we are understanding the tenets of devotional service step by step. So each week we will follow. Okay, all right. All right, so each week we will flow into the following week topic to gradually help us to learn more and progress in devotional service. So we go little step, Bhakti steps. So initially we were giving the name as Bhakti Vriksha, right? Like a big tree. So but we are going to take like slow Bhakti steps. Okay. All right, so this is the sloka that we are going to learn today. We actually learned this in our Bhagavad-Gita level 1 and level 2. Right. So how easy is it to understand the Lord? How easy is it? Okay, so I will just chant this. Manushyanam sahasreshu kashi yatati siddhaye yatatam-api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tatvatah. So Krishna is saying here that out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. Out of many thousand, one may endeavor perfection. All right. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. All right. So the fact here is that if you relate how material life, how the material life is, right? The flow of the material world it's difficult. All right. So we want to know how difficult is this material life is. And then that's why we want to stress the importance of having a human life. So that is why Krishna is saying here, out of many thousands among men. So he is not even considering the other species. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. So which means being born as a human itself is not sufficient. All right. So he's saying out of thousands, one may endeavor perfection. One may start putting in some effort. And of those who have successful in learning things, hardly anybody knows Krishna in truth. So we want to know, what is your understanding about this? How do you relate that a person who has undertaken the path of spiritual realization, but yet he couldn't understand who Krishna is? All right. So for example, generally people think that they only think about Krishna when certain occasions come by, like Deepavali. All right. So probably throughout the year, we don't know how they live a life. And then when it comes Deepavali, they know, okay, Deepavali is celebrated because Krishna killed this demon, Naragasura. So they will know, okay, because of Krishna, we are celebrating Deepavali. Okay, full stop. That's about it. All right. And some people, they think, what are the other viewpoints about Krishna that people generally have? Duration, Mataji, is about 10 weeks, 10 lessons. Okay. All right. So what are the general opinion about people about Krishna? So for example, people think that Krishna is a great politician. What are other things that people think about? Do you remember? Actually, we went through this in level 2. There are so many things, so many ways Krishna is viewed by people. So for example, I told you, people look at him as a great politician. People know him, oh, Krishna is great. He's a great personality. He's a great politician. What are other ways? People think that Krishna has come from Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. All right, but only very few people know that Krishna is the supreme and all other incarnations are coming from him. So this is the reason that Krishna says, you may have known the knowledge, you have gotten the knowledge, but hardly one knows me in truth. Okay. So for example, we can take ourselves. We have gone through Gita again 18 days and we have gone through 22 weeks. So we cannot say that we know him completely. We know him to some extent. All right, so we have endeavored for perfection, but have we actually attained the perfection? Have we actually known Krishna as the supreme truth? Okay, so we will proceed. Let's understand what is perfection. Okay, so I would like to know. Okay, Mataji. I would like to know, Shobha Mataji, what is your opinion about this slide? Is this perfection of life? What do you think? So we have this person climbing the ladder of success, and this person has some certificate in his hand, and there is a couple here and a big mansion here, some gold here, and this person's got a car. What is your opinion about the perfection of life based on this slide?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
From this slide, for material world, it defines perfection because it has the slide about education, career, building up their property and wealth, and also setting on a family life. So that's the definition for society.
You mean the society defines success as achieving all these things? Is that it?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Okay. Understand, Mataji, correct. So Saras Mataji feels these are never, human generally have never ending desires. And Prema Mataji feels that perfection means having luxury lifestyle. Yeah. Okay, so generally people measure human life, the success of human life through this having high positions, high education, wonderful spouse, huge mansion, lots of gold, luxurious car. So these are the measurement of human life. And people generally think, oh, once we achieve this money, then happiness comes. All right, when the happiness comes, and then finally I can dedicate my life to spiritual life. Let me settle down first. All right, if because why people think that if I don't settle down with all this wealth accumulation, then I cannot peacefully carry out my spiritual duties. I will not have a peace of mind. So let me settle down with all these things. All right, so for them, this is perfect. My life has been perfected. Now I can go into seeking spiritual knowledge. All right, and some people may think when I have a lot of money, if I have all this, then I have a lot of money, then I can donate the money to temple. So this is how people view perfection as well. All right, and then this is how they think, let's accumulate wealth first. Let me have the facilities, then I can move towards God. Okay, and some people think we can do whatever we want, and then because we have money, then we can just give to the temple, donate, and my life will be perfected. Okay, so but not everybody will have this facility, right? So does that mean the other people who are not fortunate enough to achieve this, their life is not perfect? Right? So actually perfection means everybody wants happiness. So when you're happy, then you feel your life is perfect. However, we need to understand that happiness is not to be short-lived. Then that is, the happiness is meaningless, it's very temporary. All right, so these achievements, these are some sort of happiness. They are not eternal. All right, so we need to find out what can we do to feel happy all the time. What can we do? All right, so we can't be complacent having all these things, but that doesn't mean we're undermining these facilities. All right, so the goal is not to achieve these things, but trying to make God as the center of life, and all this can be used in that service, facilitate in that sense. All right, so if you have this to support your devotional service, all right, and you will have a prolonged eternal happiness compared to the happiness that the mere happiness that the achievements are giving. Okay, so is we may tend to drown into seeking this. Okay, we will never know how long we will live. So how much we want to accumulate, how long we want to wait before we take up the spiritual path seriously. Okay, so we'll be moving on to the next section here. We're going to see the similarities between human being and animal. Okay, let me ask Kanti Mataji, what can you see from this picture? You are free to say anything about this picture.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
That humans and animals alike, we all have to eat.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay, okay Mataji. Okay, Indra Mataji, do you have anything else to add? What are the similarities? So this guy is eating something. This guy is eating something. Here there's a family sitting on the nice, fine dining table.
Yeah, both are life, Mataji. That's right. I see.
Both
are souls. Both are souls.
Okay,
and trapped
okay.
in their own body.
All right. So how about the activities that they are doing? What are the similarities between us and them? So we are all eating, right? Okay, so these are the common activities between human and animal. This is eating. All right, so the difference is that they are eating like this and we are eating with nice cutleries. We have nice fine dining table. All right, so another similarity is that both species have to fill up our bellies to survive, okay, to live, and everybody is happy when we eat. Okay, so we need to eat to keep the body and soul together, including animals. Okay, so no exception. Eating, sleeping, mating, born, die. You're very close, Mataji. There's one is missing there, but we will see that. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so some people will say talk about differences. Anybody would like to share what are the differences between human and animal? For example, I said, okay, this is how the animals eat, right? But the human, they eat more in a more sophisticated manner. Okay, so animals eat what they need, what is just necessary for them. However, the human being, they make elaborate arrangement to eat. You get that, right? Right. But the same concept. The concept is the same, eating to fill up the belly. However, sometimes you will know that the animals only eat what they need. All right, but the human, they'll eat for taste. All right, so what else? So generally for animal species, their food are generally common. However, for a human, what may be suitable for you may not be suitable for me. Okay, so the only time the animal will be stocking up more is when they know there's rainy season coming up. All right, generally the human will always want to stock up more. All right, so these are the similarities between us and them. Eating, that's number one similarity between us and human, between human and animal. What is the next? I think this Mataji, Sarus Mataji mentioned sleeping. You're on the dot, Mataji. We are looking at this one. Okay, so can you tell us what is the difference between sleeping between animals and human? Jayamani Mataji, can you tell us difference?
Well, I think we want a more comfortable surrounding to sleep, whereas the animals, they just choose to sleep wherever they want to. So I think that we want comfort zone.
Correct, yeah. So the bear can sleep on a tree, the dog can sleep on the pavement. However, a child need a comfortable bed to sleep. The similarity between us and them is that if we don't sleep, we can't function properly. Eating, sleeping, mating. Okay. Okay, so there are 4 miseries of life: birth, death, disease, birth, death, old age, and disease. These are the 4 miseries of life. So whether in human being life, or talk about all living entities, these 4 miseries happen. All right, up to Brahmaloka. Okay, so here there are common activities between human and animal. So we have covered 2. All right, so some difference here is that the amount of time will differ. How we sleep will differ. All right, some animals, they sleep very long, they hibernate. All right, so that's the difference. Let's go to the third one. Did Mataji mention? Yeah, Mataji mentioned this. What is this similarity? What is this similarities, Mataji?
Mating.
Correct. Yeah, mating, breeding, family expansion. So it's the same thing that's happening in animal species, animal kingdom, and in our lives as well. All right, so this mating tendency is present across all species, so no exception. All right, they also will stay in community. We are also staying in community. This is similarity. So they eat, we eat. They sleep, we sleep. They mate, we mate. All right, what is the last one? Mataji did not cover this, so I'm going to wait. What else? What do you do when you are attacked?
Fight.
Protect.
Attack, Mataji.
Protect is very close. Fight is also close. It starts with D.
Defend.
Yes, defend. That's right. All right, see, there are various ways of defense. What are the similarities you see in this activity, defense? Why they defend? What is the reason? There's some similarities. Okay, let me see. Who can I call? May I know who's Kartigeyan? Is Kartigeyan there? Not there. Meena Mataji? Are you there? Okay, Meena Mataji, what is the similarity?
Here, Mataji.
Okay, would you like to share what similarity you can see in this defense mechanism or defense process between human and animal? What's the similarity? Maybe you can tell why they do that. Can't hear you, Mataji. Is your line okay? Mataji? Yeah, we can't hear you. I can hear you. I can see your mic is moving, but I can't hear you. Okay, so sorry, Mataji. Maybe you try to go out and come again. Maybe your audio will connect better. Okay. Cannot, Okay, okay. Let's go to the next person. Prema Papu Mataji, would you like to share? What is your opinion? Similarity.
Everyone is defending themselves. They are always right.
Okay. All right. How about the reasons why they defend? What are the similarities between human and animal? Right. So they hunt for food and also for power. Who's hunting for food? Also for power. Protecting their zone. Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let me share. So basically, they want to defend, to protect their family, to guard the family. All right. So generally, animal, they don't simply launch attack. Right. They only attack when they need food or when they feel threatened. All right. However, what do the humans do? They have elaborate arrangement to launch attacks here and there. Okay. So that's the difference. What else can we see here? Similarity. What are the other similarity? Okay, so we have covered eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Do you have any other similarities that we have between human species and animal species? If you watch documentary or things like that, what are the similarities you can observe? I was thinking about it, so I thought of something, but I want to hear from anybody here. Any other similarities we have between human and animals other than these four? Sarus Mataji, can you think of other similarities? Or Yashoda Mai Mataji? Okay, hunting for food, for power. Prema Mataji, you have something to say?
So I'm thinking, Mataji, long time I didn't watch National Geography.
Yeah. How about leadership? It's similar, right?
Yes.
Like they also always have a leader in their pack. So we are also like that. Correct.
And
Yeah.
also they fight for the role, for leadership role.
Oh, they fight for it,
Yes, like monkeys, lions, and all those. I've remembered. They do fight. They plan for it. So they wait until this other animal, the previous one who was a leader, they wait until it's weak. Then the young one will come and attack and take over that place.
Wow, this is really interesting. I should
Yes,
tell the
yes,
organizer
they-
to add that point because they were
Yes.
asking us, what can you think of? Oh, this is good, Mataji. Thank you so much for sharing.
Welcome, Hare Krishna.
Okay, so there are so many things. However, they boil down to these four activities: eating, sleeping, defending, mating. All right. How animals, no matter how much time they take birth, they come back and they will slowly elevate in various species of lives. Okay. So since we have these similarities, eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, is there no difference between us and them technically? What do you all think? Let's see how many yes.
Technically, no, but then we have
Subtly.
something extra. Yes, certainly, yes.
Yeah, what is that, Mataji?
To recognize the God,
Yeah. Okay, class.
to know the Supreme. Yeah.
Okay, end of class already. Okay, very easy lah this class. Yeah, good. Intellect, ability to think. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so let's go to the differences. Okay, some people think that, oh, okay, humans, they have very nice cultural background. They can they can perform a lot of cultural things, like dancing, singing, and all that. So, is that true? Is that true? Only human can dance? Is this one difference? Is it true?
I think animals also can dance when you train them.
Yeah, like what, Mataji?
Monkeys also can dance.
Oh,
I've seen
really?
dog dancing. Yes, they train them. You know, in India, they have those monkeys. Adra Rama, they would dance.
Oh, but that one is like more like circuit stunts.
Circus.
But there are some very intelligent animals. When you train them, they can do. But not like this, not like very costume, beautiful,
Yeah, yeah, of
arranged.
course. Yeah. So the closest we can think is what animal? Which animal can actually
The
dance?
peacock.
Yeah, that's right. Peacock, they also can dance. So Kala already, we can say that we can only eat, cannot animals also eat. Okay, if you say that we sleep, cannot animal also sleep. We say only we can mate, cannot animals also mating. And then we say only we can defend, no, animals also can defend. All right, and then we say, oh, we can dance, oh, animals also can dance. Oh, habis lah. Okay, so satu-satu already. How about singing?
Parrots can sing.
Ah, parrots. What is the closest bird in singing?
What, Myna, parrot?
Hmm.
Yeah, they all can sing.
What bird is this, Mataji? I also don't know what bird is this, but I think cuckoo, right? Usually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not true that we can do more art and I mean we can do art and cultural things, but parrots, yeah. It's not true that only human can do art and cultural things, but animals also can do. So we can't really say that they are different from us. All right, so any other basic differences? Who enjoy more? Do animals enjoy more or human enjoy more? What do you think? Who feel trouble with the suffering, animal or human? Who feel more troubled? Are animals enjoying more? Is it true? Animals enjoy more. Okay, why, Mataji? Based on what is your opinion? Why do you say animals enjoy more?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay, I feel animals enjoy more because they don't have this competition among themselves. They just relax and they just want to enjoy whatever they do. And but unlike in our human beings, we always have this competition and competitive feelings among others, and we also feel, there's a lot of a feeling of expectations are always there, Mataji.
But just now, Prema Mataji said they always fight to attack the weaker ones to become a leader, right? To establish their superiority position. So there is still competition among the animal kingdom, can?
Yes.
Yeah, in that sense, right?
I think both animal and human both have their own sufferings, Mataji. Just that we don't see their suffering because they can't talk. We don't see them. We only see when they sing and being happy there. Just like how they think humans are being very comfortable driving a car. They have
Oh my
a
God,
home.
that's a great point.
They might be thinking also. We don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Nicely
that when we
sitting in a
feed
comfortable
them,
house.
when we feed them, they come, they eat, maybe they give you one look, maybe they're thanking us or what, then they leave. But we don't know what's their suffering. But I think both of us are suffering.
Yeah, so if you see the National Geography documentary, you can see how the deer is always in distress, right? The predator is going to come and attack them. They all also have this distress, right? They're going to be attacked. They are stressed with the predators. So, and then they also have competition among them to be the superior. And of course, there are some animals, they are out there in the sun and the rain. They can't do anything about it. All right, but however, humans, they want to make some arrangement to overcome this. They make so much of elaborate arrangements to overcome this discomforts. All right, so basically, so the discomforts and the ability are there in both species. All right, so which one you will focus more, suffering or enjoying? Another question. If you are given enjoyment in one hand and equal suffering on your other hand, which one you will take? Which one you will focus on more? For example, you pour a little bit of poison on one ear, and then on the other ear, you are listening very sweet music. Which one you will focus on more?
Of course, the sweet music.
Even though the poison is entering in your ears. Is it anybody else?
By right, both also is supposed to be enjoying it. the suffering and the happiness.
Okay, so where you will focus? You have enjoyment in one hand and you have some sort of suffering on the other hand. Would you focus on the enjoyment naturally?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, anybody has different opinion? Anybody else? It is okay, let's see. Be positive. All right, you're very enlightened, lah, this group. Okay, so generally you was generally mentioned that even though we have so much enjoyment on one hand, but we always want to focus, we always troubled by the suffering that we have on the other hand. Yeah, okay. I have to feedback lah, this group too good or enlightened already. All right, and then so both species, there are tendencies to overdo things. Like they can they overeat? Can they over defend? Can they overmate? Can they oversleep? All right, so the tendency also in the human species. Okay, so for example, I mean, there is a limit for humans. All right, you can the Prabhupada always says that the pigeons can make like up to 100 times a day, but humans can't. All right, so in that sense, animals are better. All right, so that's one section over, and then we go to the next section here. So we have a picture here, Brahma and Narada Muni. Brahma and Narada Muni here, and there's a teacher and student here. She's raising hand here, and this is Prahlad Maharaj and Narada Muni. So what can you see here? Common factor here. What is happening here? Just say something about this. Narada Muni, his father is Lord Brahma. Guru, student. So what do they do? What do the student does? If you can recall chapter 4, verse from chapter 4, what does a student do? Inquire. Very good, Mataji. Ask questions. Ask questions. This is the common factor that we get from here, these three pictures. All right, and this is one major difference between human and animal. Animals cannot ask questions. Humans can ask questions. We ask questions. Next question, what kind of questions? For example, a child will continuously ask questions to the parents. All right, so we'll ask so many odd things, and then the father has to satisfy him with proper answers. Until the child is satisfied, he will not stop inquiring. Okay, so sometimes the parents get trapped by answering the questions because it will be backfire them sometimes. So that's the nature of human. They ask questions. And generally, what are the questions that we ask? It always boils down to these four things: eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Try to categorize all the questions and we will know where the questions can fall. Only these four quadrants. Okay. All right. So if you above this, if you transcend these four questions, there is one very important question that humans must ask. Can anybody tell me what is the question? There are three main questions. You can tell any one. So let's see whether one of your questions hits the bull's eye or not. Okay, counting on you, Matajis, the enlightened souls. Wow, I'm telling you all, Saras Mataji, you're right. Okay, who created us? One. Hey, because you attend Bhakti Vriksha already, is it, Mataji? Next, two more questions. Why we were born? Wow, interesting. Two people asking the same question. Oh, okay, nice, Saras Mataji. Interesting. That means you all have started thinking. That's why you all can come up with these answers. Apa lagi? Why we are born? Okay, this question is very close to what? Okay, yes. Who is our creator? Okay, something got to do with being born also. What else? What were we talking about in the previous slides? What were we talking about? Enjoyment and
Suffering.
yes. So what question should we ask on suffering?
Why are we suffering? Why are we dying?
Yes, very good. I'm still waiting for one question. Very basic question which Krishna answered in chapter 2. Chapter 2, Krishna talks about soul, right? What Krishna can you relate to that? Okay, yeah, you're beating there, around there. Your dart is falling all the other sides, but I want your dart to hit that center point.
Is it why are we having rebirth or transmigration or something like that? I'm not too
Okay,
sure.
I would say these are all the sub questions to that main question.
Okay.
Anybody? No? Give up? Come on, I'm sure you all can do it. Ajita Mataji, I didn't hear from you today. Okay, it starts with who. Lu sudah kasih. Who am I? Yeah, Shobha Mataji, you saved us. Yeah, that's the 3 questions you see here. So we should rather deal with these 3 questions. Who am I? Why am I suffering? Who is God? So basically, all of you got the correct questions, correct answers. All right. So in Vedanta Sutra, this is the first question. Okay. What is Atato Brahma Jignasa? Okay, I'm so sorry. I just mute you, yeah. Okay. All right, so this is the first sloka in Vedanta Sutra. You can see it's 1.1.1. This is the first question we should ask. Now we should inquire into absolute, the transcendental spiritual nature. So we as human, we should find out, which no one else can find out. The animals cannot do this. So finally we can say, oh, okay, this is one ability the animals don't have and we have. All right, so that is one of the biggest differences. If we do not do this inquiry, then we will fall back to inquiring about the 4 activities that we just covered. All right, so if we can do this extra thing, then this is the perfection of life. Okay, all right, so Atato Brahma Jignasa. Who am I? Why am I suffering? Who is God? So when we start asking these questions, a lot of answers will come to us. Okay, so this is a verse from Hitopadesha. So there are many scriptures. So this is one of this. Let me just read that. In the small picture is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending are both common to animals and humans. But self-realization is only possible for humans. Hitopadesha is one of the scriptures, Mataji. Hitopadesha. Maybe you can just quickly Google and check. We have so many scriptures, right? Both animals and humans share the activities of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Right? So the difference is here. But the special property of the human is that they are able to engage in spiritual life. Therefore, without spiritual life, humans are on the level of animals. Okay, to engage in spiritual life, we have to ask higher questions. So in coming weeks, we are going to see these questions. So please join us next week also to see what are the things that we should be doing. How are we going to apply this the knowledge that we got from Bhagavad-Gita? So Bhagavad-Gita is not about reading. So we have to study the scripture, study the Bhagavad-Gita. We have to, how to study? Scrutinizingly study. So Prabhupada given this term in the introduction. We have to scrutinizingly study the Bhagavad-Gita. So we have learned the verses, we have learned the stories, we have learned some basic philosophies. Now, how do we really apply based on this sloka? That's very important. That is very important. Okay, so we will touch on holy name every week. Okay, let me just read this, yeah. Nectar of the holy name. Narottama Dasa Thakur sings, Hari Hari Vipale Janama Gunainu. My dear Lord Krishna, I have simply wasted my time. Why? Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Jnaniya Suniya Vishakainu. Because I have received the human form of life, which is meant for understanding Krishna, yet I have simply wasted my time by not taking advantage of this opportunity. Of fables with both animal and human character. Oh, okay. I have done everything but worship Radha Krishna. I have done everything except worship of Radha Krishna. Therefore, I have taken the poison knowingly. When one takes poison knowingly, he commits suicide. And not taking advantage of the human form is something like that. This is called spiritual suicide. If we do not understand Krishna in this life, we are knowingly taking poison. This material life is just like a blazing forest fire. Eating, sleeping, enjoying sex, and defending are the main material activities. When we are engaged simply in these things, our hearts are always burning as if we had taken poison. So we know the problem, why we are doing this. So how can we be cured? All right. So how can we be cured? Basically, we need to engage our time by asking nice questions. All right. In the meantime, we need to continue to put effort to continue to chant the holy names. Okay. So this is the third section. Preaching is the essence. So not to be afraid that the preaching is like a very huge thing, a huge task, it's very technical. Okay, so I'll tell you what is preaching is all about. Preaching is about whether if you are ready to share what you have learned, then that is preaching already. Okay, so let me read that. A sadhu, as described above, is a devotee of the Lord. His concern, therefore, is to enlighten people in devotional service to the Lord. That is his mercy. He knows that without devotional service to the Lord, human life is spoiled. A devotee travels all over the world, all over the country, from door to door, preaching, be Krishna conscious, be a devotee of Lord Krishna. Don't spoil your life in simply fulfilling your animal propensities. Human life is meant for self-realization or Krishna consciousness. These are the preachings of a sadhu. He is not satisfied with his own liberation, means he is not selfish. He always thinks about others. He never say, okay, enough for me to spiritually advance. Cukup, sudah. All right, I don't care about others. A preacher doesn't do that. All right, he wants to share that to others because he knows what the soul is going through. The sadhu has the thankless task of impressing upon them the importance of devotional service. Sometimes devotees are personally attacked with violence. For example, Lord Jesus Christ was crucified, Haridas Thakura was caned in 22 marketplaces, and Lord Chaitanya's principal assistant, Lord Nityananda, was violently attacked by Jagai and Madai. Remember the story? He will be hit with the pot by these two drunkards. All right, and Mahaprabhu starts taking his chakra, and Lord Nityananda has to beg him, please forgive him. You are not, previously you could have come to kill the demons, but now you cannot kill the demons because the demons are everywhere. You can't be killing everybody because the demon now is living in everybody's. There is a demon and angel in everybody. All right, so you can't be going and killing everybody. But still, they were tolerant because their mission was to deliver the fallen souls. All right, so if you can share what we learned today with friends or relatives or children, then you're already preaching. So preaching is none other than sharing what we have learned. All right, so an interesting video is coming up, so we will watch that. Okay, we start by hearing. Shravanam is the first step in devotional life. Okay, which is what we are doing now. We are hearing. I'm speaking and you are hearing. So that is Shravanam. You are doing Shravanam, I am doing Kirtanam. Okay, let's watch this video. This is a very interesting short speech by a leader in our movement. This is Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Sivarama Swami Maharaj. All right, Maharaj will speak. Let me try to. How do I play this? Okay.
You've gone to school, grade school, high school, college, and university, and you've learned a lot of things, either in training or have been educated for a career. But have you ever gone to a school that teaches you to be a human? Yeah, I mean that. A school that teaches how to be a human being. Now, hold on, you may say, I am a human being. But my answer to that would be, how do you know? How do you know what a human being is? Okay, rather than argue, let's go to the Oxford Dictionary. It says, human being, a man, woman, or child of the species Homo sapiens, distinguished from other animals by superior mental development, power of articulate speech, and upright stance. So, that definition hits the problem on the head. Oxford defines you as an intelligent, upright, articulate animal. Yes, it says humans are a species of animal. But aside from this, there's another wiser definition of a human being. The definition of the Bhagavad-Gita, which is the universally accepted authority on yoga and dictionary on human conduct and human personal development. The Gita defines a human being as someone who uses his or her superior intelligence to understand that the purpose of life is self-realization and liberation, and who practices spiritual discipline to attain that topmost liberation. A human being is more than an intelligent animal. So, having heard what a human being is, let's consider what an animal is and turn to the Bhagavad-Gita. It defines an animal as a living entity that does 4 things. It eats, sleeps, mates, and defends. So, if education is about training our higher intelligence for a more refined, elaborate eating, sleeping, sex, and defense, then we remain nothing else than refined animals. Not humans, but sophisticated animals. Animals with skirts, suits, and ties, animals with mobile phones and airplanes, animals with atom bombs and rock and roll, and animals who have sex in high-rise buildings, but animals nonetheless. And education that does not teach the science of self-realization is education for an elaborate animal existence. Dear watcher, it's a travesty that humans, in the name of education, have been systematically degraded to the stature of animals. It's unfortunate, but true. It's here in the Oxford Dictionary. So, what is human schooling? The education to be a human is the education that teaches us how to distinguish matter from spirit, to identify ourselves as spiritual beings, completely distinct from our bodies, which are really like clothes of the soul. Human education.
Hold on.
Is about understanding how we have become degraded to the level of animals, and how we are bound in a world where we struggle for just a meager existence. How did we come to this humiliating condition? And how can we free ourselves from bondage? By following the science of Bhakti Yoga, by chanting the mantra of deliverance, and by living in a way that we are free of karma, not bound by it. Yes, that is the education that teaches us not about eating, sleeping, mating, and defense, but about self-realization. How can you avail yourself of such education? Right now I'm here in Krishna Valley in Hungary. This is the place to receive such an education. Other than self-sufficiency, more important than self-sufficiency, we teach self-realization. And I understand perfectly well that you may not be able to come here. Then for you, I suggest our home study guide. This course is afforded by reading the Bhagavad-Gita. It is the primary textbook that we use. It contains the original text translated, and for further guidance, elaborate explanatory notes by my self-realized guru. Unfortunately, you probably didn't get this knowledge at school. Make up at home for what you missed at school. Learn from the Bhagavad-Gita. You will realize for yourself what real education means.
Right. Okay, yeah. So we don't want to be an advanced animal, or we don't want to be a sophisticated animal. We want to be more than that. So now we have got the difference: animal, sophisticated animal, and human being, true human being. You know, sometimes we have this term, right? Social animal, political animal. All right, that's because these are tendencies in the animal species. So what we are doing, more elaborated arrangement, that means we are more sophisticated than them. That's all, that's about it. All right. So Maharaj has explained that what we missed in school, these are the things they don't teach in school. So what we have missed, then we are going to catch up at home. Okay. All right. Okay, it's okay, Mataji. Okay. The thing is, if I try to mute, then the video stops. So that's why I need the admin to assist me. I mean, the co-host to assist me. Okay, so we are here at Damodara program. Actually, we have done already our session for today, difference between human and animal. Okay, so for those who are very new to Damodara program is a special occasion. It's a whole month occasion. In coming month, usually it's between October and November, and it usually Deepavali will fall in this Damodara month. So Damodara month is a Vaishnava month, like we have month's name in Tamil, month's name in English. So we have month's name in Vaishnava calendar, based on Vaishnava calendar. So this whole month, like 30 days, so sometimes it goes into another month that's called Kartik month. So usually it's 30 to 40 days, we will offer ghee lamb to the Lord. And the special form of the Lord is called Lord Damodara. So if you remember, I have shown you a Damodara Leela to you all, where Krishna goes and, you know, he gets upset when the mother throw him down because she wants to go and save the overflowing milk. Okay. So, and Krishna gets very angry. Sorry, who's mic? Sorry. Okay. And Damodara gets very angry. I mean, Krishna gets very angry, and then he goes and to show revenge. All right. So get back to Mother Yashoda. He will go and break the yogurt pot, and then he will give the butter pot, and then he'll give the butter to all the monkeys, and then he runs from there, and then Mother Yashoda chase him, and then she tries to tie him with the rope, and every time there will be 2 inches short. So finally Krishna pities her, and then okay, you tie, and then he gives the rope. Okay, now you can tie. So suddenly the rope is sufficient pula to tie. All right, so the 2 inches that short is always Krishna's mercy and our determination. So God help those who help themselves. So this is the true meaning of this quote, right? Krishna's mercy and our determination. So during this day, when we this month, when we offer ghee lambs to Krishna, it's very auspicious. There are a list of benefit mentioned in Skanda Purana. So in coming weeks, before the Damodara approaches, I will continue to share a little bit of information on Damodara month from time to time. Okay, so one such benefit here is here. A person who offers a lamb to Lord Krishna during Kartik attains the eternal spiritual world where there is no suffering. Okay, so we at home, you can use clay, the normal clay, right? Clay pot, or you can use sticks. So there is a way for us to do ghee sticks. You take the satay stick, right, and then you roll with some cotton, and then you can just dip with ghee, and then you can show. So all this I can explain, all right, from time to time. Okay, so I hope at this point all of you already have Bhagavad-Gita on your own. Okay, make sure it's Bhagavad-Gita as it is. Okay, so if you want to add on, in special, to get liberation, we have to go through a human form, right? Can any other form attain liberation? Okay, it totally depends on Krishna's mercy. It's totally depend on Krishna's mercy. In the past, we have stories where a dog was liberated, even plant was liberated. So it really depends. That is, Krishna doesn't go by the book. So if he satisfied a person's devotional life, probably the person has been great devotee in the past, and due to some fall down, he has taken birth as a plant, and probably Krishna wants to fast track him. He can do anything, but we cannot. Yeah, Gajendra elephant, but Gajendra elephant was a king. He was King Indrayumna in the previous life, right? All right, so Krishna knows. Only Krishna can make the call. We cannot, and we definitely cannot take a risk. So definitely we want to utilize our human life. Okay, we don't want to go down. All right. And yeah, so I was saying, so if you already have your Bhagavad Gita and then you want to add on books, it's very important that we get some basic books like this, Science of Self-Realization. This is one of the first few books that I read, and it has lots of questions that Prabhupada had, was interviewed by various scientists and journalists and reporters, and Prabhupada will give amazing answers. Okay, and I hope everybody already have your chanting beads. And Beyond Birth and Death, Chant and Be Happy, also one of the main books that I read in the beginning. Raja Vidya is a important. Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure. Okay, my first books were Coming Back, Second Chance, Science of Self-Realization, Beyond Birth and Death. So these are all very interesting. Journey to Other Planets. So try to read these small little books, and you'll get a lot of understanding on what we have learned in Bhagavad-Gita. Okay, and then you can share to others. Okay, so attendance, please, 80%. All right. Oh yeah, sorry, this is 12 weeks, not 10 weeks. So after you finish your 12 weeks, you will be given a sadhana certificate. So, but this sadhana certificate is subject to two things: regular chanting, and I'm not sure, I think regular reading. If you have been reading something regularly, let me get that correct, and then you will be given this title. I think the next step will be Krishna Sevaka. So this is your sadhana certificate. Actually, we can grant you the sadhana certificate now itself if we can get information about your chanting practice. If it's already regular, then you can get this certificate already. I'll find a way to get the information from you. Probably I'll be contacting you all, how many rounds you are doing. So I think at least 2 rounds or 4 rounds every day, I think you can get the sadhana certificate already. So after you get this, and then after 12 weeks, you get the next certificate, something like that. Okay, so you will keep getting this next level. All right, that's all, Matajis.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
The certificate actually is given into our email, is it?
Actually, they're supposed to give it to me. Then I have to check all the name spelling all correct, and then I have to verify if everybody has fulfilled the 80% attendance, and then I will send to you all personally via WhatsApp. It will be in PDF, so I will send to you all.
So we have to print it out.
Yeah, you can print it out and keep.
That means my first certificate in level 1 pun belum terima lagi.
Not possible, Mataji. Already given already.
Tak ada.
Okay, let me check that. Okay, let me